Hey guys, it's Marta here from Call of the Wild Canine Training, and I got some awesome news. I'm super excited about that. So I have decided a few days ago that I will be making a video for you at least every 2 days, and it will be all about dog training. But I also encourage you to please post some comments or send me private messages if you have any specific questions, so I can talk about that as well. So the first one, to pop the cherry, will be about why we use a yes and why we use a no. So it's about balanced dog training. And I know it's not a common thing at the moment. It's getting bigger, but it's still not that very common. You read mostly all about positive only training and force-free training. So I'll come to that as well, why I myself don't train that way. So you don't have to do it, and you whatever suits you and your dog, you continue doing. I'm just trying to help people who have been in situations where I have been, and that people who can't find the answers and the results that they are looking for. So a few years ago, when I had my little pack of dogs that weren't great, well-behaved dogs, they were barking, they were lunging, they were leash reactive. At some point I had 2 dogs trying to kill each other, and it wasn't pretty, it was nothing nice. So I've been trying to look for those answers everywhere, how to stop it and how to help them, and I tried a lot of things. I had a bunch of books, I was online every day looking and trying out those things, and none of them worked, which is why I have started to do what I am doing now and teaching now as well, with great success. I've had a lot of people turning their dogs around in their behavior, so I believe in what I do. So first of all, why the yes and why the no? The yes is pretty simple for everyone to understand. Everyone loves to reward their dog. We love them. They're our special little gifts that we have in our lives. So every time your dog does something great that you want more of, you reward them. So a reward doesn't only have to be food-based as well. So you can play with their favorite toy with them. You can give them affection. You can just hang out even with them, is already a praise to them. Now, why do we use the no? So anytime your dog does something, it does an unwanted behavior, a dangerous behavior, it can only be stopped with a no. So you cannot stop a dog from barking, jumping, lunging by simply ignoring it. It won't stop, or by rewarding the opposite of what they do. So as an example, let's take the jumping. So if your dog is jumping up on you and you simply turn around and ignore it, it won't stop your dog from jumping. And if you have your dog jump up and then wait until he goes down and then reward, you're simply teaching your dog that he jumps, he goes down, and then you give him food. So it's 3 things followed by a reward. So he's not learning to stop jumping, but that he gets a reward every time he jumps, and then jumps down, and then followed by a reward. So it simply doesn't work. There has to be a consequence for any kind of unwanted behavior. So that's how I train, and this is my way. And as I said before, you don't have to do that. Whatever suits for you and whatever works for you, you keep doing it. As long as everyone has well-behaved, happy dogs and happy owners, I'm all about it. But just to talk about the force-free side of things, there is no such thing as force-free training. It's just not possible. Your dog can't decide for himself what he wants to do. Your dog has to go to the vet at some point. It doesn't matter if he wants to or if he doesn't want to, he has to. So that's force in some way. Your dog has to wear a collar. Your dog has to get a microchip. Your dog has to eat the food you provide him. He has to sleep in the bed you provide him, live in the home you provide him. The moment you put a collar and a leash on your dog, it's force in a way. So just saying force-free it's just not possible with dogs. They can't tell you this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna do. And the positive only, even that is not possible to the extent as we would like it to be. And honestly, the amount of dogs that are out there all over the world, not just here in New Zealand, that are getting put down simply because you're not allowed to say no to your dog, and therefore people can't live with that dog anymore, or the dog is dangerous to the point that it can't be around humans and therefore has to literally die. It's not fair, and I don't want to see that happen. But I know that if we all start to say no to our dogs for the dangerous behaviors that they do, the unwanted behaviors that they do, we can definitely have way less dogs being killed every day. So that has been a very big motivation behind what I do as well. Also, the fact that if your dog is chewing stuff and you only reward him for when he's not chewing something, he could be barking at the time, he could be sitting at the time, so you reward a dog for what he's doing at the time, doesn't mean he understands that he hasn't been chewing something. He just knows he has been doing something at the very moment. But never mind about that, but he eats something like a sock, a t-shirt, whatever's lying around, he can die from it. And there's a lot of things that we don't see as dangerous, but they really are. Like, there's plenty of dogs dying from eating something they shouldn't, simply because they have never been taught not to. So apart from the dangerous side of things, having a well-mannered dog who always comes back to you when you ask him, who doesn't drag you around everywhere you go, you can't have guests around, or you have to watch him at all times and you're basically locked in your house with your dog, it's not a nice way to be. So as much as I care about dogs, I care about people as well. I have been very frustrated with not getting help that I needed, and meanwhile I was at home, I wasn't able to take my dogs out because walking them was not possible. They would run everywhere where they wanted, and they were attacking each other. Like, once I came back from work and literally the whole lounge, the couch, the pillows, blankets, everything was chewed up, and I just laughed because there was nothing else I could do but that. It just wasn't a nice life to have, where now it's the exact opposite. So yeah, I really do hope you found some value in that, and I really do encourage you to write me a message or comment, and I will try and make a video about all that. So I hope you enjoyed that, and see you guys in 2 days.